In India, for example, there is the karma, which is a Buddhist belief. In a way, it undermines entrepreneurship and businesses. If you have done something in the past, then you can't change your past. And therefore, it determines downstream everything else that is going to happen. The second thing that undermines that, according to Max Weber, was the idea of caste. So you're born into a certain strata, and you remain in that strata with no option of social or economic mobility. In case there is no need for you to work hard, because you cannot change your economic outcomes. They have already been determined. So he said because of that, capitalism was not going to rise. As that system has decreased in prominence, we have seen that India is also growing and becoming a middle-income country, and probably is poised to go higher than that with time. So Max Weber was partially right. It's just that it's not necessarily the religion itself, it's rather the values that are derived from that religion, and that is not necessarily the privilege of a Christian faith. Africans have always espoused the value of hard work. Most African cultures believe in hard work. And so one of the reasons why we are not seeing that translating is not only, as I said in the previous video, about interpersonal trust and discipleship and embodying those values, but number two is that this individualistic religion is not systemic thinking. And as a result, even if you as an individual are very hardworking, you're very frugal, you're very disciplined, you build your business, you are reinvesting your profits, you're limiting your excesses, if you're operating within a broken system, a system that has some inequalities, or people who are about, or you're in an environment that is gaming you or collecting your taxes and misusing them, you are not going to prosper. If there are limited opportunities for success, you, for example, limiting your market, or people around you are in abject poverty, it limits your success as an individual. And that's one of the criticisms of the prosperity gospel, that the individual thrives, but there is no systemic change that can carry everybody forward. So for that systemic change to happen, it is not only just the political leadership that needs to change. More important is there's an invisible bureaucracy that remains the same irrespective of whichever political leader is coming into power. So there's a continuity that is sustained in the civil service, in parastatals, in different bureaucracies in this nation, even in private companies. There is a certain critical mass of people that never change. So you can find someone who has been in the civil service 25 years, 15 years, 10 years, and so on. These people are very entrenched in the system and can sabotage any political leader. They can sabotage any change. And so that invisible iceberg has to be transformed to carry these values that are going to create systemic change. Because one of the things that we have in this nation is we have legal reform. So we got a new constitution in 2010, and there's been many other reforms, but institutional reform has kind of lagged behind because of this lack of discipleship. It's not a call for the church to get directly involved in activism and in politics. It's for us as the church to go back to the labor of discipleship. That's where the money is. It's not shiny, it's not going to make headlines, but over the long term, we're going to see a generational change. There is going to be a shift that is actually going to move us forward. So what's the relationship between the religion and economy? Well, but as I have pointed out in this video, religion can actually bring about systemic change. People changing means the system has changed. It is going to have a direct impact on how we relate with each other, interpersonal trust. It's going to have an impact on corruption. And this is not new, but it's an important paradigm shift, so that when we have new political leaders, we understand that they don't operate in a vacuum. They are not flying in as angels or aliens to change a system. They are trying to work within a system to transform it, and that has automatic constraints based on what I'm saying. So as Kenyans, as citizens of the continent, there is that room for us to change and embody these values, and that is going to lead to systematic change, not overnight, not even after 2 years. After a long time, we're going to see sweeping change taking shape and changing systems.